Day 553, 22 for 22. Good morning. I hope this finds you well. Please stay in your fight and do not quit. All right, so talked a bunch about the past couple days about victim, survivor, thriver. I'm going to talk about thriver today. How to get there, at least in my estimation. And everyone's different, so it could be different. One, definitely understanding what your new normal is and how to operate successfully within it. This is going to take time, but if you can get the basics down of I can do this, I can't do that, I can do this, but I can't do that, you're on your way. Realize that you're different than you were before injury, before traumatic incident, before health problems, or before marriage problems. Whatever has put you in the position that you are in now. All right, now after that, it is going to be able to make changes, sometimes bold. Make sure they're positive changes. Staying with the status quo when it's not working is never going to lead to success. It's never going to lead to thriver. It'll leave you in survivor and at worst victim. And we don't want to be victims. Use the training that you received in your military service, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. Use that training that taught you the way to problem solve, the way to show initiative, discipline, structure. Use it all that you can, pull it back in, and use it to your advantage. If something negative does happen, look at any positives that are in there and build upon those. Negatives, mitigate them, or turn them positive if possible. Attitude. Have that fight to win attitude that you had while you were in the service, and used it to that you used to fight when you were overseas, used in your training to get through your training, or training exercises, because some of those were ass kickers. I remember walking up a damn mountain in California with it felt like the earth on my back. And you just gotta push through. You gotta be able to fight. Use that fight, and that you have more fight in you than you think you do. You maybe say, I'm done fighting. Don't be done fighting for your life. It's the most important battle you can ever fight. Just the positive attitude. Look for the positives. Look for the stuff that makes you happy. Don't dwell in the negative. I had that problem myself. When it comes to healthcare, mental health care, anything in that realm, don't accept the status quo, as I said before. And that's status quo before was about just life in general. This is strictly medical. I'll tell you, my PTSD, as I've said before, is not combat related. I have not been to combat, but the PTSD I do have is for my heart. I was in a panic attack every month, at least once a month, for a couple of years, and they all ended up it resulted in hospitalization, or well, I would say 90%. 80% hospitalization, 20% not. Went to the VA for it to try to get it under control, because there's no way to live. Now, the fun part was they told me I had a lifeline, and then when I went to use the lifeline, it was like Wile E. Coyote trying to or Elmer Fudd jumping across to grab the rope, and the rope wasn't there, or Peanuts. Lucy pulled back the football. It was never there when they said it would be. So I went a different route. Now, not everybody can do this, and luckily, like I said, I have a good support system. My wife is awesome, and she worked with me to come up with something that would put me at ease. Now, it's not foolproof, and I still could drop dead. But the bottom line is I no longer have the panic attacks. Also, with the medical, know your medicines, know what works with it, know what will F you up. if you use something else with it. That is important. If you abuse substances, try to get off the substance, or at least cut it back. Especially, you don't need to further screw yourself up. What you think is working is going to end up working against you. Like I said, I'm not a teetotaler, but I don't drink near as much as I used to. Not good for some of the medicine I take. So you got to look out for that for yourself. If you have a medicine that interacts with another medicine, they're going to try to add another medicine that counteracts the interaction between that medicine and that medicine. Then you got to look out for another interaction between the other medicine that they just added with something else. So it's a big rigmarole, and you need to try to, if you can, go homeopathic, or see if you can go without. And obviously, sometimes you cannot go without. And I am not giving anybody any medical advice. I'm telling you, figure out what works for you with your doctors. The hell, my phone just went like really out of focus. Not quitting, and that goes back to the positive attitude. There is hope. It might be a tiny little pinprick that you got to find, but it's there. Absorb it, envelop it, make it bigger. There are so many differences in every single one of y'all's stories and mine, that this is not going to be a cookie cutter approach. But what I'm telling you here will work. It will help. It may not fix everything, but it'll at least put you in a better spot, and you'll be able to stand up off the edge of that cliff, do an about face, and walk back into your life, and at least somewhat learn to enjoy it. Life is precious, and as I said, we are the sum of all our experiences, but we do not have to let the darkness envelop us and not allow us to live. We have a life to live, and some of us that have lost friends in combat have a life to live for those that cannot be here. So please take the opportunity to get help if you can. Never stop looking for it. Don't turn help down. Go to the end and try to go to the end of the road at age 75, fighting to have the life that you wanted. Do not give up. Stay in your fight. Do not quit, and fight with the tenacity that you fought with when you were in Iraq, Afghanistan, Panama, Grenada, Korea, Vietnam, every place we've been. Fight like you've never fought before, because I said this battle is the most important battle you will ever fight, and that is for what is up here. Live the best life you can. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1 for the airborne ranger in the sky. 1 for the infantry. 1 for the fallen. Ugh. Alright, so selfish plug, YouTube, that _ push-up guy, or push-up _ guy tough. Let me try that again. YouTube, that _ push-up _ guy tough. Twitter, guy push-up. Instagram, that push-up guy. Facebook, Jim Tough, and 27 other Facebook groups. Still working on getting those in there good. I don't know what the heck's going on. But anyway, bottom line, stay in your fight. Do not quit. If you need help, seek help. Get it from friends, family, professionals. No shame in getting help. Do what you got to do to be here. Do not use suicide as a permanent solution to a temporary or permanent problem. You got this. Tough out.